In a lab in Copenhagen, scientists trust they are on the edge of a breakout how could convert computational. A crew uniting Microsoft researchers and Niels Bohr Institution academic environment is sure how it has found the key to creation a quantized machine. If they are later Microsoft will jump to the front line of a racing how has a terrible award, the force to resolve problems how are for usual computers. In the lab are a episode of white cylinders, that are fridges, chilled nearly to total null as portion of the trial of creation a qubit, the house unit of a quantized machine. The is colder rather than profound area, it may be the coldest location in the world, Professor Charlie Mark tells me. The crew he leads is work in cooperation in some labs in the Netherlands, Australia and the joint state in Microsoft's Quantized study program. Currently, they are over in the racing. The likes of Google, IBM and a Silica Vale begin up named Rigetti include already shown they can construct system in as lot as 50 qubits. Microsoft has yet to show, in social at low, how it can construct a. But these scientists are departure downward a various path of their rivals, hard to build qubits with a subnuclear particulate, whose life was at first offered behind in the 1930s by an Italian physic Ettore Majorana. Their faith is how they will conduct to a lot more than steady qubit rather than the methods their rivals are with, that are very inclined to errors. How should indicate scale up to a completely operative quantized machine will be far facilitating. At the Copenhagen lab they showed me via a strong Microsoft the diminutive cable wherever they include created these Majorana suspended particles. After above lunch, Professor Charlie Mark tested, not generally effectively, to show to whose recent physical science examination was more than rather than 40 years ago which was distinctive on the attitude in 3 trimming of loaf and several cutlery. Which's very astonishing in the operation compared in which all else is making is how we include to devise a particulate house never existed up and later use it for computational, he explains. He's a deeply more than exotics problem rather than which's departure on in some approaches to quantized computational. Some scientists take some approaches are looking on in large concern and a slight skepticism. He's one of such things how on document see extremely breathtaking but physical science has a addiction of throw up spanners in the plant, says College School London's Professor John Morton, whose study involves with nice old molded silica to construct qubits. Before we see the demonstrate we don't aware how so these Majorana qubits advanced by Microsoft will very act. He says the is a big year for the box, in the powerful probability how Google or IBM will show which is named as quantized leadership, wherever a issue how is for a usual super is allowed with quantized methods. But Microsoft seems sure how its year of study will quickly pay away. We will include a commercially pertinent quantized machine, one how solution actual problems, during 5 years, says Dr. Julie Loving, Microsoft's CEO of Quantized Computational Industry Growth. She is already out marketing the business's customers a site of a close next wherever quantized computers will assist fight environment changing, build new superconductive material and excellent charge car training. Which it allows us to do is resolve problems how in all of our supercomputers fleeing in concurrent would get the life expectancy of the world to resolve in seconds, several hours or days. So, the warmth is on for the study crew. Professor Charlie Mark, who consumable largest of his career at Harvard up creature enlisted to run the Copenhagen laboratory, says his lifetime has been on creation expertise, not house means. My job is to discover out which plant and brush it off to the engineering personnel and machine scientists who will rotate it in a technique. Header up the entire program is Todd Holmdahl, the Microsoft execution previous in accusation of the HoloLens blended fact headphones and the game console games comfort, a action of how severe the business is on manufacturing several quantized equipment queued quickly. I compressed Professor Mark on if his crew was departure to hit how aspiring 5-year goal set by his tenant. We're certainly departure to attempt, he says in a grin.